cash book. We are on our second step. Add a single entry and incomplete records. Remember, I told you not that all these 4 steps are a must. It depends on the question. So why do we make a cash book? We make a cash book in order to get cash sales and cash purchases. Where do those ones help us? Those help us to get the total sales and the total purchases. Those things are put in the income statement. So here we are going to get our cash sales and cash purchases. So if in the question you were not given cash sales and cash purchases, you have to make a what? A cash book. The total sales and total purchases is a mixture of credits, purchases and cash purchases. So if you're not given the cash purchases, you make a cash book. And if you're not given the cash sales, you make a cash book. The sales. How does a cash book look like? A cash book has different formats, but let me draw the 3-column cash book because it's the overall. The cash book looks like this. It has details, bank, cash, discount, allowed, details, bank, cash, discount, received. This is the CR side, this is the DR side. So this cash book has to contain both sales and purchases. Remember, purchases reduce our cash. So the purchases are always recorded on the CR and our sales are recorded on the DR. That means after me balancing, the total I'll get this side will be cash sales. And the total I'll get this will be cash purchases. How do I get that total? You read your question. In case in the question there is something that reduces your cash, in other words, you purchase something, you record it here. In case you were given like the partner A bought a motor vehicle using cash of 500, I'll put my cash here of 500 because that's a purchase. And in case they say partner B got a loan, because when you get a loan, it increases on your what? On your cash, and placed it in the bank of 200,000. I'll put here my bank 200,000. Then after I'll balance. Here it's 500,000. Cash this way. 500,000. Here bank is 200,000. Bank this way is 200,000. So I have to get the balance carried down because these things have to balance. Here it's a 0, because it has to match here. Then here for the bank, the balance will be 200. Yeah, so that it balances. Here the balance will be 0, and here the balance will be 500 because it has to balance. So this one and this one will be our cash sales and our cash purchases. We go on our third steps, that is debtors control account and creditors control account. Why do we make these control accounts? These control accounts help us to get the credit purchases and the credit sales. Remember, in order to get our total sales and total purchases, we need both cash and credit purchases, both cash and credit sales. Those things I told you, they help us in the income statement. So in case you are not given total sales and you are given cash sales, that means you have to look for what? For credit sales and credit purchases, so that you get the total sales and total purchases. So these debtors and creditors control account help us to get the credit sales and the credit purchases. Creditors control account is attached to purchases, and debtors control account is attached to what? Sales. So the balance I'll get under debtors control account is what I'll put as credit sales. So what does a creditor mean and what does a debtor mean? If me be the business, I go and get goods on a loan or without paying, I become a creditor. And if me be the business, I give a customer goods without paying, that one becomes a debtor. So if me the business, I go and get goods from the supplier without paying, I become a creditor. That's the creditors control account. In a debtors control account, if me the business, I sell to a customer without giving me money, that's a debtors control account. Creditors control account, it increases on the CR. So creditors control account, it increases on the CR. And debtors control account increases on the what? On the DR. So that means whatever reduces my credit, it will be included, it will be written on the DR, because remember I've told you a creditors control account increases on the what? On the CR. Being that it increases on the CR, I'll put my balance here on the CR side. What's the balance? Or where do I get the balance from? The balance is always in the question, whatever they wrote on credit purchase or anything about credit purchase or anything, what? That's what you write here as what? Balance. And what reduces my credit? If I pay the supplier, this one reduces my credit. If I receive a discount,